Sorry, y'all. Trying to work both phones. Paula Winslow. Oh, okay. How you doing, 13? You see that other one over there is looking at me? Oh, what y'all doing over there? What y'all got going on? How you doing, Mr. Friend? It kicked me off the live. Had to come back on. Because she got her babies nearby, I don't want to because I don't want them to get scared, you know. So Supersonic, Mufasa, welcome in. You see little Bambi over there. I don't feed them, but they help themselves to my garden. I know that much. I don't know where the other little babies went. Yeah, Bambi. It's three little Bambis. Three of them. There's another doe over there. You see it chewing on food. It's like this is some good foliage. It's kind of blurry. Yeah, three baby. Look at Money. She's looking. I'm sitting on a tree stump because all of my hammocks, my seats, they're wet. Pirate Angel, welcome in. Let's see. Dang it. She's like, what are you doing? Too close, too close. All right, y'all. Yeah, the hammocks are wet because we got rain. Everything's all wet. Let's see. Flip the camera back around. It didn't rain. Yesterday it rained. Stuff is still, and it didn't get hot enough last night for stuff to dry off. So that chair is wet. The red chair is wet. All the little Bambies are running. How y'all feeling today? How's it going? How y'all doing? Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. I intended on waking up this summer, June, July, August, yes. A little bit of September. Summer is king where I am. We have like a couple weeks of spring, couple weeks of fall, but it's summer rules over here. And then we get a little bit of winter, you know. What's your friend Virginia Beach? Welcome in. 2:38. Oh, it's big time difference. It's 11:39 a.m. over here. We do get some snow, but it's not an every winter deal. I'm in Texas, North Texas. Neverland versus Sweden, Neverland. Never, Netherlands. I say Netherlands gonna win. FIFA World Cup. FIFA. What's everybody got going on today? What y'all doing? I want to move someplace where it has a little bit of snow. I like snow. When it snows here, I go out and play in it. They still looking over here. I'm not gonna bother your babies, ma'am. You can leave them. I'll babysit. Patio furniture for the deck. That's cool. Housework, yard work. With Rainy and your son. Oh, gonna put it out after the live. Cool, cool, cool. Made Brazilian lemonade yesterday. Really tasty. What is how you make it? Brazilian lemonade. George, welcome in. I want a waffle crisp, chocolate waffle crisp. I share with you. I share with you. Here, have one. You can have one. There you go. Here, take a bite. Germany. I don't know. Ivory. Golly Peace, how's it going? Thank you, Fernando. Thank you, Fernando. What you up to for today, Fernando? They still over here. I am lime, condensed milk, sugar, ice, and water. Condensed milk. I bet you that makes it sweet. Ecuador, Curacao, Ecuador. How you doing, X? Welcome in. You need a cookie? I'll share with you. I'll give you another one so you don't have to eat off the one I bit off of. It sounds like it. Tanzania versus Japan. Maybe Japan. I don't know. Tanzania. Tunisia. Snakes. They mind their business. I come across them every now and then. You know, some days, every day, some days, some years I don't see them. They don't bother me. There have been A couple of times I've had to get rid of them. I think that's been like two times, maybe three. But that's when my youngest daughter was very little, and she didn't like to wear boots, and I didn't want to risk her getting bit. Okay, Miss, how you doing? Where are we going fishing? Spain. Milk cake? Is that like pound cake? How you doing, Peter? Welcome in. Joining from Germany, man. Welcome in, Jungle. How you doing? The little babies look so cute. Baker Axe, thank you for the follow. Peter from South Africa, how are you doing? I don't know about sitting on this stump. My legs gonna fall asleep. Well, it's cloudy right now, so the sun is not super hot. I had to shut off my power last night because it got too low. And with my batteries, they have what is it? Some type of system inside, ABS system, where it'll shut off the battery, it'll put the battery into sleep, and then I have to wake them back up. That I had to disconnect everything and then plug them and wake them back up. I don't want to do that, so I cut it off. I don't want to wake up to it, so I cut it off. You might have to unsubscribe. Oh, that's okay. I'm doing good, Peter. It's like sponge cake, but it's condensed milk sauce. Is it like tres leches? Milk cake like sponge cake, but in a condensed milk sauce? That's what tres leches is, right? You know tres leches cake? You know tres leches? I'm not a big fan of tres leches. It's too moist for me. Billy, how's it going? Is it Jack? Thank you for the follow. 543 boy. How are you doing today? Spencer, good morning, good afternoon. How's it going? Brent, thank you for liking the live. Brent. Thank you. Mike, I enjoy when you come up, even when you're not singing or doing poetry, but just you're commentating. I enjoy it. Appreciate you coming up last night. You did sing a little bit for us, so that was a nice little treat. Brent, I gotta repost your I gotta go in there and take the clip out of with you and your hat. That was so good. What cake do I like? I like cheesecake and I like tarts. Who do people say I look alike? So many people, different people. The list is long. It is very calm. Eye makeup. Thank you. I got on some mascara and I put a little bit of cream on my eyelids. What kind of tart? Fruit tarts. You know the kind they just put different type of fruit on top, like peaches, berries, strawberries. How you doing, Jean? Just filling in my piece of tea lamp puzzle? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're a big piece of that puzzle, sir. Hey, Nuck, how you doing? I need to look like your wife? How you know I'm not a bad person? You going off of how I look. What if I make your life hell? Looks can be very deceiving. I wouldn't do that, but that's not to say it couldn't happen. You marry somebody, think they chill, and then they just make your life hell. I'm sure that's happened. It happens all the time. Billy Goat Eyes? What's Billy Goat? Renfro, how you doing? Pear tart? No. That sounds interesting. Pear tart tatting. I want to try it. I like pears. Hinak, I'm doing good. How you feeling today? I mean, that's every divorce, right? Well, no. Sometimes people, they just get on each other's nerves, or it's so many reasons for divorce, right? A lot of the times it is people get married and then they just, ooh, whatever that was flew right into me. A lot of times, sometimes people get married and they just are a completely different person than who they portrayed themselves to be before marriage. It does happen. Star anise, I'm gonna look that up. Pear tart tatting. Fake horror TV, how you doing? Pecan pie? Ah, I like pecan pie, but my mom used to make it for my stepdad when they were dating. And that smell, she made it all the time. That smell kind of, after a while, made me sick to my stomach. So when I smell it, it's like sometimes she makes it for holidays, and I'm just like, ugh. So, yeah. They used to bake bread all the time. They were on like a little baking, I don't know, spree. That didn't get on my nerves. My sister says she hates the smell of fresh baked bread. I like it, but it bothers her. Corel, how you doing? Phil picked this. Thank you for the follow. Most, yeah. I think, like I was watching something last night and he was talking about marriage, right? And it was a pastor, he was saying that you're supposed to serve each other. I don't think people go into marriage with that in mind. Like a lot of people feel like marriage is a guarantee that you're gonna be happy. Who look like me? My sister? No, we look very different. It's quite easy to make. I'm from the US, I'm from Texas. Got the best with cream and strawberry. I like that. I don't think, you would hope that you would be happy in marriage, but it's not a guarantee. What them vows say, for richer or for poor, sickness and health. Sometimes sickness come, sometimes bad health come, sometimes the money go. The money was there, but then it go. Sometimes money wasn't there, but then it come and people change. So many different factors. I do think that you have to like the person you marry, like not just be physically attracted to them, because you get old, that's gonna go away, I imagine. But you gotta like them. How many? I'm sure you guys, you've come across people they don't like their spouses. Yeah, you become one, you get married. Your marriage was a disaster. I'm so sorry. I'm from the U.S. You gotta like that person. Do you like that person? My mom taught me this. If something were to happen to them and you had to take care of them, they couldn't take care of themselves, would you do it? Would you want to do it? I saw a documentary and it was about people that have Alzheimer's, dementia. There's a lot of perks of being single. I think so. Nice. How you been? Most recent people, most recent people I've been with, I was extremely attracted to physically, but can't talk to them longer than 15 minutes. Yeah, that's a no go. I'm from the U.S., from Texas. She put me through hell, divorce, took years. Oh, I'm so sorry. That sounds so dreadful. Being married, that might sound harsh to some. It's okay. That's okay. Well, the dynamics has greatly changed. Yeah, Mike, I think that whoever you were to be with, they would have to be like, for one, an intellectual. You couldn't be with somebody that just didn't know how to hold a conversation. You would get irritated, you would get bored. You would have to be with somebody that I think you could hold interesting, deep intellectual conversations, you know. I don't think you would want somebody just to agree with you, but somebody that you would like respect their perspective. Somebody that doesn't try to like run over you or force their will, upon you. Somebody easygoing. I don't believe in legal marriage. It should be according to religious beliefs. Happiness is something you have to work, and if you find your person, it makes it that much better. Be each other. Giving, I like that. I made them in my mature era. Been well moved to the city recently. How you liking it? To one another are important. Yeah, you have to respect each other, but it's very important you like each other. Do you like spending this time with people? I think a lot of people figured out they didn't like their spouse in COVID. They figured out that they did not like the person they were married to when they were stuck in the house with each other during COVID. A lot of divorces happen because of COVID. Abraham, welcome in. I had to be with somebody that I feel comfortable with, that makes me feel comfortable. That's a big thing for me. You know, I gotta be comfortable to be myself with you. If I feel uncomfortable, it's not gonna work. If I feel like you're trying to make me change or fit into your something that I'm not, I can't do it. Pooh Bear, welcome in. It's about choice. Marriage in USA, Western societies. I was always walking on eggshells. I couldn't be myself. Around my spouse, I was lonely and miserable. She wouldn't even let me spend time with Rainy. That's horrible. A COVID awakening. How you doing, James? You can't. I know what it's like to have to walk on eggshells. It is horrible. That causes so much stress, immune disorders. Tyrone, how you doing? No, I'm not for that. I'm not for it. You gotta be able to be yourself. That's sad, right? That's very sad. The person that should support you and love you, celebrate you the most, you can't be yourself with. And sadly, a lot of people they experience that. You can't lose yourself to the relationship. You can't lose yourself to the relationship. That's not a good deal. If you don't even recognize yourself anymore, that's not a good. That's how a person's spirit becomes broken. It's good. I can't complain. They're doing good. They're doing good. I'm gonna take Yo-Yo out today. Yaya's in town with my family. Um, Me and Yo-Yo gonna go out today and do something. This is Pooh Bear. Zodiac signs are important? I don't think so. You can't. Now, I do feel like some people, when they're born around the same date, there could be some similarities, but that's not just a given. Your upbringing, your environment, the things that you were influenced by has a lot to do with it. I don't really subscribe to that. Thank you, nice. Why get married if you don't like each other? Some people get married for all the wrong reasons. Some people like each other in the beginning, and then they start living with this person, and this person, they snores when they sleep. They fart. They leave their socks on the floor. They leave their shed hair all over the house. They leave a drop of orange juice in the carton in the in the fridge. All kinds of stuff. Love language is important. How you doing, Kai? How you feeling today? Listen, her reasons? No. Not a whole lot bothers me. I leave my now. If you got a problem with shed hair, you're gonna have a problem with me because I have so much hair. Me and the girls have so much hair. I'm always picking up hairballs all over the place. Who they really are. My ex only showed her real self after our son was born. Maybe. How long had you guys been together before your son was born? Around your significant other, then that's not a lifelong partner. You're right. D Nice, how you doing? Yes, don't pass random gas. I deal with gas. I deal with all that. I just shake my head. They're like, did you fart while I'm eating? Why would you do that? You couldn't wait till I'm done. I don't mind you farting, but don't do it while I'm eating. Wait till I'm finished eating. I don't want to smell it while I'm eating. Hi, my dream husband. How you doing, Rev? Yeah, don't do it. I don't mind. You know, everybody got gas. Don't do it while I'm eating. Hairballs are shedding. Yeah, me and my girls all have long hair and a lot of hair, and it's just something, hair everywhere. Oh, it's okay, Kai. I'm doing good, babe. I'm doing very good. My dream husband, I don't have a dream husband. I don't think that exists. People are real. Just somebody that my preference, somebody that is kind and compassionate, gentle, patient, emotionally strong, mentally, capable, mentally strong, emotionally intelligent, can express himself, gentle with me, allows me to be who I am, respects, sees me for the type of person and for the type of woman that I am, and celebrates me for who and how I am, right? A man that will listen to me if I have, you know, if my ideals or what I feel different from him, but he acknowledges and considers how I feel. Important quality. How you doing? Easy, welcome in. Mane, how you doing? ¿Cómo estás? Isma, I'm your dream. Would I only marry a Christian? I think that's ideal, right? I did get married to someone that was not Christian, and it posed so many problems. If because that's who my moral compass is. And if you have a different moral compass, that's going to pose a problem. But thank you, Joe. I was in a relationship with somebody that didn't believe in God. He told me it's not that I don't believe, but I forgot how he put it. I don't have reasons to believe. I was just like, okay, well, I go to church. I'm a Christian. I'm involved in the church. I love God. He is a big part of my life. As long as you don't interfere with that, we won't have no problems. And one day, he was like, can I go to church with you? I was like, cool. Yeah, you can go. I never tried to make a long story short, he ended up becoming Christian and now has a really good relationship with God. And he says that only I could have brought him to Christ. And he said what he respected was that I didn't force my views or my beliefs on him, but he saw how I live my life. And I think that's how we're supposed to do it, right? You don't force. I have friends that are atheists or that believe in different stuff. I'm fine with that. Just as long as you don't try to, mess with me about. I believe so. I really believe so. I really believe so. In spite of, like, it doesn't matter how I feel. I'm just called to love people. That's it. I'm just called to love. As long as you don't interfere with my love and my relationship with God, we won't have problems. I'm not married, Kabila. Boy, be careful, Russell. Is mom ready to run team with me? How you doing? And I married a Muslim, and we still have religious friction. The Christians marry Christians all the time. They still have issues. That's just a lot of. I think a lot of people have thought, oh, this is a Christian, I'm not gonna have problems, and they have lots of problems. How you doing, Alan? Welcome in. I agree with what you say, Mike. I really feel like that was the reason why. Probably the reason why we got together was because of that. And if that's the case, that makes me happy. My name, welcome in. That's describing all our brothers, brothers in Thailand. Marry a human. That's what's up. I love God to keep being someone can save you. Thank you, Black. Um, but yeah, I think you wanna be attracted to the person, but that's not everything you pay attention to. Some people they just go on the physical part, but if you plan on being together for the rest of your life, that's gonna fade. Gravity comes for us all, aging comes for us all. That collagen is gonna break down. Now some people age more gracefully than others, but you know, you're not gonna be looking your best all the time. Sometimes you're gonna get sick. Sometimes you're not gonna be feeling good. Sometimes, you may gain a little weight. So many different factors, right? You wanna love that person. Know them, know what they like, know what bothers them. I think it's important to um when you know that person, your partner's triggers and weaknesses, don't press those buttons just because you can. When you get into disagreements and arguments, argue the point and realize that you're not fighting this person. You guys are attacking the problem. I don't believe in when you get into it with somebody, you attack who they are, their character. I never want to say something that's going to make that person, when they look in the mirror, look differently, think differently of themselves. I don't believe in talking about a person. I'll talk about your actions, how it's affecting me, but I don't believe you talk about a person, their appearance, the way they look, anything like that. That's hidden below the belt. That's a no-no. To me, that shows signs of a very vile and weak individual. If we get into it and you want to say something about the person's appearance or their weight or something about them that's unrelated to the problem. Happy Saturday, the very Nate Dog. I see you. Think having similar beliefs puts you on the same path, but it's only one factor. I agree, right? Is it young guy be bad is all she start talking to attract level rather fall. And I think it's very important just not to tear down each other. And you be respectful when you're out in front of people. Like you don't talk down about your partner in front of other people. You don't talk down. I've seen that other people speak negatively about their spouse or partner in front of people. You don't do that. That's a no-no. I think also how you ask for things. Like I like flowers. I like receiving flowers. It makes me happy. I feel appreciated. I feel love when I'm given flowers. So let's just say now if I was dating, I would let that be known and I would hope that he would want to give me flowers. It doesn't have to be an all the time thing, but I like flowers, right? Um Now, I could say if it's not happening, I could be like, I really like receiving flowers. Is it something that you think that you could, you can one day? I don't know how I would put it, but I like receiving flowers. Could you buy me flowers? Could you give me flowers? I think how you word stuff when you're asking for things makes a big difference. I wouldn't be like, why you don't buy me flowers or you need to buy me flowers. I think how you ask for stuff. And a lot of times people just don't know, but if you tell them, they be like, okay, I can do that. Now, it's one thing you be like, no, I can't do that. I don't want to buy you flowers. Then that's another thing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have no problem. Like, hey, I like this. Can we do this? Or can we go do this one day? Or I think how you ask. I think if you ask sincerely, you don't demand or expect. I think it's important. Thank you, Martin, for the hand heart. My flowers don't have to be bought. You can go to a field and pick me out some wildflowers. I'll be happy. I'm much happier divorced. I get to sit with Rainy as much as I want. I get to spend time with my son, and he doesn't have to see any arguments. Much more peaceful. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. I'm so sorry that you had to go through, Mr. Friend, that your son and Rainy. It seems like all of y'all were affected by it. Why would somebody have a problem with you spending time with your bird? That's not good. That sounds like a very self-centered. Yeah, I'm on YouTube right now. I'm dual streaming. I'm dual streaming. So I don't know. It could be easy. It can be complicated, but relationships take work. Was very jealous and controlling. I don't like that. So I am my channel name over there is the Ruby Tulip. It's the old channel, but I started posting the same stuff I post on TikTok over there, and I go live over there. It's the Ruby Tulip. THE Ruby like the gem, RUBY, and then tulip like the flower. It's all one word, no spaces. The hate is real, honestly. Hopefully it gets better for them. Yeah. I've dealt with jealousy. I've dealt with the possessiveness. Your mind. I don't want you having friends. I don't even want you being around your family. Thank you. Brent posted it. He pinned it. I've dealt with that. It's not fun. It's stressful. It is not fun at all. Zachary, welcome in. One relationship that I was in, this person wanted me to change my phone number. They didn't want me around my family. They said I spend too much time with my mom. And I'm like, really? I spend too much time with my mama? Really? I'm like, I'm not changing my phone number. So you can have me all to yourself, and you can, you know, try to manipulate me and break my spirit. That's exactly what they were trying to do, is break my spirit. Would you allow your partner to take off your shirt? Yeah, if it's hot. Thank you, Michael. Blessings to you. Easy going, and she took advantage. Just got to a point I knew divorce was my only option. I knew it would be hard. Yeah. Sometimes it is the only option. Now this is my thoughts about it. I know a lot of times when people are Christian or just Muslim, they're of the faith, they're religious, right? They don't look at divorce as an option. They feel like God is going to shun them or not forgive them because of divorce. But it is my thought and something that I've prayed about, and something that how you doing, nice, that I have really sought God about. God cares more about your soul, your spirit, than he does about that marriage. And if you're being abused, if you're being, you know, cheated on, this infidelity, God cares about you. And I think as humans, we try to put a lot of rules and a lot of laws, and we try to put it as God's voice. And I think we have to be very careful with that. Carlos, how you doing? This cool. We play games over here. Trutonic, we play games over here. We do daily the word hurdle. Muslim marriage is a promise of God. It's not just about yourself. I agree, but if you're gonna lose yourself to marriage. For Christians, marriage is a covenant too. You go into this covenant with this other person, with God. We can't be in an adulterous relationship and still have God's protection. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. I think most people shouldn't be married. Most people don't. They don't want to be married. Maybe they think they do. They want the benefits, but they don't want to be married. It is a covenant for a reason, so it makes sense. They're very strict. I agree with that. Guidelines for divorce. I agree. You can't just get married because you feel like I don't like this person. They get on my nerves, or we've grown apart. You can't do that either. It has to be something serious, something that's like affecting you, affecting, like it has to be something very, very serious. Because if that was the case, so I don't remember what's the scripture where Jesus is talking to his disciples about divorce, and he was telling them the reasons for divorce, and they're like, well, what's the, like, basically what's the point in getting married? But in that context, women couldn't get divorced, men could get divorced, right? So he was basically telling, like, you can't just get married and you don't want to be with your wife no more, don't want to, just whatever, and just divorce her. It don't work out like that. A lot of things, and people, I think they don't keep it in context and look at the times back then. Divorce is quite easy and it's unbelievable. Divorce in UK is extremely difficult, really. But I do believe, just right off the top, infidelity and abuse are grounds for divorce. That's grounds for divorce. You've already break the covenant. If you brought in somebody else, because that's what it is. When you step outside the marriage, right? You bringing somebody else in the covenant. Covenant is broken. Matthew 19. You have a good church? Yes, I do. Melly Wura, thank you for liking the live. Country boy, how's it going? Marnie? No, no, Marnie, no. No, come back over here. Marnie! She see them little babies. She won't mess with them. Robert, how's it going? Can't have a covenant with the wife. The side piece and the sneaking link? Yeah, you're right about that. You can do that. When people do that, what's the point of getting married? Like, if you know that when you get married, you still gonna want your cake and eat it too, why get married? And I realize that sometimes the men don't actually want to get married, but the woman wants to get married. And so he's like, okay, I have to do this because I don't want to lose her. But it's so many people in the world. Why not you go be with somebody that's okay with you? There's polyamorous relationships. That's a thing. It's lots of people that is okay with sharing you. Situation, she was divorced. Her husband kept having affairs, but romantic relationships. Now he regrets it and wants her back. Too bad. Tell your sister to tell him too bad. That's on him. You don't get, the Bible talks about that too. You can't. Oh, I know you're Muslim, but our Bible talks about that too. You can't, you know, do what you do, that you get a divorce and then expect to go back. It don't work like that. If you're in love, why? What do you mean? I have been married. I was married right after high school. I got married right after high school to my high school sweetheart. Yeah, I got married very young. Despite what happened, it was a pretty good marriage. We had our little system going. Happy Sabbath to you, cornbread. We had fun together. Has custody of the kids, and he's moving to Australia. He made the kids believe she was a problem. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry, Mr. Flynn. My heart goes out to your sister. I pray that the kids will see the reality, see the truth. I pray for her. What's your sister's name, Mr. Friend? If you don't mind, I would like to pray for her. He's good at it. Well, I shared so many times what happened with that. He had some very deep rooted issues going on, but we had our marriage was, Rosina. Okay, I will pray for her. How many kids does she have? Bigfoot? I mean, it's possible. It's possible. People, say they see him. They can't all be making that up. Thank you, D Nice. I appreciate that. Um, but yeah, despite me getting young, so married so young, it was cool. Um, I cooked. I did a lot of cooking. I cooked. So like at one point we worked at the same. I worked with his family. He really cooked it before. At one point we worked together. So his family had a business and I worked with them. So I wake up. I make even when I didn't work with him. I wake up and I made his breakfast in the morning before I went to work, so he'd have food to eat. And I made his lunch, so he'd have food. But sometimes they would have food at his work. But then I'd make dinner for us. We did all kinds of stuff. Went to museums. We would go to the zoo. We had a lot of fun together. We we were always together. We got along good. It's just we had, he had his little issues. But two younger children, 16 and a 20-year-old and a 26-year-old from her first. Oh, okay. I would pray for her, Rosina. Alex, how's it going? D Nice, thank you for the follow. Thank you, my name. TJ, welcome in. The home family is broken now. I'm so sorry. We, I will pray for your sister. We will pray for her on when we do Bible reading. We will lift her up in prayer. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Friend. I do any fishing here? Not here. I go to the lake and I go fishing. I'm at home. Alex, thank you for the follow. Charles, welcome in. That is a very difficult situation. I am from the U.S. I'm in Texas. Why am I dull today? Why are you dull today? Maybe you don't know what calmness looks like. Where are you from wording it like that? I think maybe he English might not have been his first language. Sometimes when people say stuff, I have to reread it. I'm like, I don't think you know what that translates into fully. We're at peace. I'm at peace every day. Marnie, Marnie digs holes and then she lays in the hole. That doe left her baby over there, and the baby's just kind of walking around. The mamas will leave their babies in a spot, and then they go out and forage and stuff like that, and then they'll come back and get them. He said sometime he can try again tomorrow. I appreciate it. So I need, even though the wind isn't really blowing, nature is resting. Yeah. So I need like 300 and something more watch hours to get monetized. I'm close. There is something coming down the tree. It's either a lizard or that's either some type of bird. I don't think that's a bird coming down. That has to be a big old lizard. Rainy is enough work though. Yeah, birds are a lot of work. I like birds though. I want to say that's a lizard coming down a tree like that. You wouldn't mind getting baptized? You haven't been baptized? Oh, that's a lizard. That's a big old lizard. Uh, I have a King James, I have an NIV, and I read the New Living Translation. I also have an Amplified Bible. If I can't tell if something is a bird or lizard, then I'm gone. They saw Luke one of her videos. Hey, is that bird? Thank you, Live Code Tube. How you been? You should stream nature around it. It's a lizard. I'm okay with it being a lizard. I just don't want to be no snake coming down a tree like that. You could just leave a phone streaming. Yeah. But they're not always around, you know? Camera, what kind of camera were you using to make your earlier videos? Which ones? So I have two different phones. On TikTok, I'm using a Samsung S23. This one I got a Google for YouTube is a Google 10, Pixel 10. My earlier videos, when I first started, I was using the old Pixel Google 6, like on YouTube. So you mean like, well, I've been on YouTube for some years, a long time ago. You mean like my older videos when I was doing hair stuff, or when? Where did it go? I can't see the lizard. It blends in. It's like the same color of the tree bark. I know how to fight. Monetize, I think, made people love to send you super chats or super stickers. It was very edgy. My older videos, I wasn't using a phone. I was using my laptop. Uh-oh. I'm sitting on a tree stump, guys. All my chairs are wet. It rained. Is that a good thing, Triptonic? I don't like editing. Them first videos, like when I used to do hair videos, I was using my laptop and stuff. Where did it go? Mike, thank you for liking the live. Craig, how's it going? I don't know where the lizard went. Maybe it went back up the tree. Can I say a prayer for healing? I can. Would you like me to do it right now or in private? Pray and fast. You can still do it. Thank you, Queso Kev. Were you raised in a religious household? Yes. I don't like to call it religious because when I think of like religion, I would pray for you, cornbread, for your healing. Thank you, Live Tube. I appreciate that. I wouldn't say when I think religion, I think of like laws, man-made rules. But I would say definitely spiritual. I grew up with a praying mother. I would go to church as a little. My mom had us in church. For the most part. Yeah, we have wild animals out here. I don't know, Mr. Friend, but I remember from a very young age, I knew about God. I knew about Jesus. And I was very young when I came to learn about Christ's resurrection, like his, crucifixion and resurrection. And I saw it on TV. And when like I said, I was very young, like maybe 5. When I saw it, I knew that I wanted to live my life according to God's will. Like I knew I wanted to follow Christ. And I told my mom when I was 6 years old that I wanted to give my life to God, and I asked her what did I have to do. So since then, I have I've always prayed, you know. There are times when I wasn't going to church, but I was reading my Bible. Like I didn't have a church home, but I was reading my Bible. I've always had a relationship with God. I've always prayed no matter what I was doing, no matter where I was. I too need prayer. Have been sick for the last 2 days. Caught me off guard. I have sore throat, congestion, no energy. Better Monday. I would pray for your lip coat tube for healing. So lip coat tube and cornbread. I have gifts. Calling. That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, I like the aesthetics of it. It's quite hip. You talking about my older videos, Trip Time? Like when I'm doing hair videos? We have deer, we have coyotes, bobcats, wild turkey, raccoons, bunnies, wild boar occasionally. De nada, cornbread, de nada. I don't know who's color. Daryl, how's it going? Yeah, I was using a laptop or a tablet I had. Growing up with strict religion, but always with good morals and spiritual belief. Oh no 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 no! It's no worries, Triptana. No worries. It's okay. I'm very grateful that so when I shared this, before many times I've talked about when I was growing up, my grandmother didn't like me and she was very abusive, physically, verbally abusive. And she would tell me horrible things. Like I was slow. She would tell people that I was retarded, just horrible things. She was just mean. And sometimes when she would tell me something horrible, now I'm a very small child when I'm experiencing this. I would hear a voice that says, "Don't listen to her. That's not true." And at first, I didn't know whose voice that was. But as I got older, I realized that that was a voice of God talking to me. And He was preserving my little spirit. And when I was a kid, I couldn't wait to become an adult. Like a lot of people say, oh, I wish I could be a kid again. You couldn't pay me any amount of money in the world to go back and relive my childhood because it was just horrible. My mom tried, she was working. We had just moved back from California. She was trying her best. Because she was at work all the time, I had to be left with my grandmother. And I tried to tell my mom, her and my grandmother would deny it. My mom would have to go back to work the next day, and I would just get beat again. So after a while, I just kind of stopped saying anything. I just kind of shut down, and I just tried to deal with it. And I did struggle with, when I was little. I think I struggled with, I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to be alive. There were a couple of times I thought about doing something so I wouldn't have to be here. I was like, I don't think I've ever shared this, but I remember I I had to be like 7 when I figured out like you could choke on plastic or something like that. And I was like, well, maybe I can eat something. Now that's a whole way to go out, but it was an option for me. I'm like, maybe I could choose something that's plastic and I'll stop breathing. But and my mom says one time when I think I was about 7, I told her that I didn't want to be alive. It was something to that effect, and she said it scared her really bad. Um, but God preserved me. He was with me, and He called me when I was really, really young. And I got older, and my mom, what happened is my mom got hurt at work. She used to drive milk trucks, and she got injured. And, she couldn't work. And so I got to be at home with her, and I was so happy. She got to pick me up from school, and I was so happy. And I think that's when my healing began. I started coming out of my little shell. If you look at pictures from a certain time in my life, a certain period, I'm not smiling in any of them. I look so unhappy, and I'm a very upbeat and happy person, but I look so sad. I'm not smiling. Maybe I'm smiling with my mouth, but my eyes, you can just see so much sadness. And but I got through that time. Yeah, it was my mom. My mom said, my mom's mom. I got through that time. I got older, and I got better, and but God preserved me, and I don't think I could have made it through that time had He not been talking to me and telling me not to believe that, not to believe that. He would tell me it's gonna be okay. One day you're gonna get older. You're not gonna have to be around these people, and that's why it's so important for me. Like, I have to be comfortable around people. If you make me feel uncomfortable, if I feel like there's some contempt, like, or you just unsure about me, I don't want to be around you. I don't expect to be everybody's cup of tea, but I'm so grateful. Y'all hear the hawks? I'm so grateful to be an adult because I get to choose who I can be around. Now, I forgave my grandmother. I forgave her. You know, she's no longer living, but I forgave her. I showed her compassion. Whatever she asked me for, whatever she needed from me, I did it. And I did that not because of the type of person that she is, but because out of respect for my mom, because I know that that's her mother and that she loved her mother. Now, I feel very bad for my mom because she loved her mom, but she also knew what type of person she was and how conflicted and how horrible she must feel to know that her mom did that to her child. But I am okay that I went through that because it taught me how to be very compassionate and how to pay attention to people's suffering. I don't like seeing people by themselves. I don't like to see people being bullied. I don't like, I believe in standing up for people. I don't like injustice. I don't like mean-spiritedness. And I think going through that, it allowed me, I experienced pain very early. And when I see that, when I see people suffering or in pain, it moves me to do something. I just can't watch it. I want to do something to alleviate that. Yeah, but God was with me. He was with me. Even though I was thinking like that, He was preserving me. So but I do, like, I think because I went through that, I pay attention to children. That's me. Going through that experience is the reason why I am the type of mother that I am. I always check in with Yaya and Yo-Yo, ask them how they're doing. Me being their mom, it has always been important to me to honor their feelings. And if they don't like something, if they feel uncomfortable, if they don't want to do something, within reason, to listen to them. I don't think just because kids are kids that they don't have feelings, that their say so doesn't matter. They're living their own experience, and me being their mom, it's not my desire or my purpose to try to force my will upon them. God put them here for a reason, and it is my desire, and I feel like my job to help nurture them, to help them discover their own inner voice, and just try to protect them, but not to force my will or what I want or what I think is right onto them. And I'm very selective with how I talk to them. I'm very, I think words are important. And it's I try to be very supportive and encouraging as much as I can. But yeah, but it's I can when I'm around people and their kids and stuff, I can easily pick up on something isn't right, something is going on because of what I went through. Now, Kuja, maybe she was just cooking. What happened? Do you think it's because you're biracial? I do think that had a lot to do with it. I do think that had a lot to do with it. I was called half breed. I was called half breed. That had a lot to do with it, actually. I think the time that she grew up in, you know, maybe she experienced some racism. And so the fact that I was, my dad was who he was, it had a lot to do with it. I'm quite sure that's what it was. It had to do with, but that's so, I don't have any control of me being mixed. I didn't choose who my parents were going to be. I had no choice in my father being white. Like, beyond that is what it was. I know for sure. Other people in my family have, know that's what it is too. But yeah. A lot of people, like, when they ask me my experience about being mixed, they feel like I'm gonna say, well, I've experienced racism from my white side. I didn't experience racism from my white side, not at all. Like, my grandmother from my dad's side, uh, it was never brought up me being mixed or half black, and it was none of that. Like, they never made comments about what I was. But on my mom's side, it was brought up a lot. I was called half breed. Like, somebody in my family, they tried to call Yaya and Yo-Yo that, and I was like, "You're not gonna do that. Absolutely not. You are not going to talk about my children like that. You're not gonna refer to them as that. Like, absolutely not." Like, we got together for a holiday. It was like Thanksgiving, and we were gonna take pictures. And Yaya and Yo-Yo I guess they thought we were gonna leave, but they're like, wait, before everybody goes, let's take pictures. And she was like, come on, half breeds. And everybody was like, they called her name, like, why would you do that? Like, I had to grow up with that half breed. So, but I didn't, now this is my experience. Everybody's experience is different. Other people that are mixed, their experience different. Some people that are mixed, they have experience from their own parents, like being called derogatory terms. But for me, my experience, I struggled with my black side of the family, and from other like black people, I just wasn't accepted for whatever reason. Even with my girls, like, they, because they're around my mom's side, I think when they were little, that's who they felt most comfortable with. That's who they were like, as far as, like, if we would go to parks, that would be who they would go to play with, you know? And a lot of times they were rejected. Like, so I don't know. Everybody, like I said, that's my experience. Everybody experience is different. That's just mine. I have a neighbor. He's mixed. His mama's white. His dad is black. And he got a Hispanic stepfather. And I was asking him, like, growing up, because he was raised in an area that was predominantly white. And I asked him if he had experienced any type of, like, prejudice or just anything like that. He's like, no. He's like, I don't. He's like, I knew that we were the only bits of color at the school, but he's like, I didn't ever feel like I was treated a certain type of way. You experience a lot of racism and bullying? I'm so sorry. It's horrible, you know? It's very, very horrible. I think people want to try to put me in a box. They want to try to categorize me, but where are you going to put me, you know? I'm a human being, not something to be categorized, you know? I love everybody. I love black people. I love white people. I love Mexican people. You know, Mexican people were the ones that accepted me. A lot of my friends growing up, they were Mexican. They were the ones that accepted me. They didn't care. They didn't ask me what I was. They didn't, you know, they was like, oh, you're cool. I'm in Texas, but I've seen it. You know, I didn't really think so much about it when Yaya came along. I don't know why I didn't think about the, you know, her having to deal with stuff too. But there have been a couple of times, like when she's asked what she is, she always leads, oh, I'm black, I'm white, I'm Asian. Now, her dad is Asian, so she's half Asian. So that's the majority of her racial makeup, but it's only half. But like when she was younger, she had friends that were black, and their parents didn't always accept her. And it's like, it just made me it made me very sad, you know? And I see it sometimes. You can tell how she talks when she says certain words. You can tell that she's black, like it's that she has a black influence because she's around my family. She got a black grandmother, you know? And but it's sad to see that some people would discredit it. Like they will look at her and be like, "You're not black," and it's like, how can you say that? Like, you don't know who she was raised by. Nate, how's it going? Life ain't easy. It's not. Bree, I'm so sorry to Triptronic. Our experiences here play into it, in my opinion. I was not to excuse it. Texas social media has promoted Texas to be a more racist state. I think that it can be. Now, I can only speak from my experience, but with my mom being black, I know that she has experienced something very different. And I've seen my mom experience prejudice in certain things. And as far as Texas has the most KKK chapters, I think, out of all the states. They experience the same thing, but they lean more towards the white. Are your babies mixed, Russell? They know you as a person and should factor the person not that go in. Thank you, Nate. I appreciate you. I just go by history in my 2 eyes. I've been into places where, like, I'll go in first and I'll be greeted, and my mom walk in behind me and she be ignored. I've seen that. My mother's mixed race father is white. I got bit by something here. I saw something walking and I was like, is that a raccoon? But it's Marnie. The deers uh, are very intrigued with Marnie. The hammock is in the way. Y'all can't see it. A deer walked up on Marnie and she started running. That's funny. Thank you for the follow, Wallace. I mixed too. Mom black and dad white. Oh, it's quite a bit of us in here. I don't know. I love everybody. I don't care what color you are. Let me see the deer over here. Let's see if she messes with Marnie. Oh, she turned around, walked another way. Algorithm say, here you go. you You're just sweet like that, Miss Tabby. I did a DNA test and my ancestors were from all over. Mine was like that too. Well, mine DNA said that my DNA is coming from 18 different countries. Thank you, Wallace. Jesus, I believe Jesus was a man of color. Based on where he was born, based on where they were at, that area, people of color are, that's what they are. So, but that's just my opinion. But I don't think that even matters, you know. But that's just, if you ask in my opinion, that's my opinion. But yeah, testing my ancestors were from all over. Ooh, Priscilla, how's it going? How you doing? I don't know. I mean, we have no weight, but if you go to the map and you look, right, the people in that area had dark skin, you know. My babies are Spanish African descendants on the mom's side, my side. Okay. My mom taught me growing up, never, never let somebody tell you you have to choose. How can you choose? All right, nice. I'll see you. No, I don't have any Papua New Guinea. It's mainly, so if you break down percentages, it's like um 40 something percent is coming from different parts of Africa, and then the rest, it's like 50 something percent, almost 60% is coming from different parts of Europe. Russell, Joseph, welcome in. I imagine Jesus has skin tone similar to yours. So it's like different. It's Nigeria. That's one of like the main places that has. But then after Nigeria, there's like different, like 2% here, 2% here, 2% here, 2, 3. You know, it's little different parts all over, but different parts of Africa. Really? And then my dad's side. So there's Irish on my mom's side too. Irish and Lithuanian. My dad's side is Scottish, English, German, Wales, some other stuff. And they're all regions were named. There's so many we named. There's so many different types of people. Yeah. I'm doing very, very good. I'm doing good. Toby, thank you for the follow. Titus, welcome in. Like if you look East versus West versus, you think they were totally different race. Yeah. Yeah. How you doing, Titus? Just draw some drawn up lines. I don't know. I don't care what race Jesus is. As long as he loved me and I love him, he know who I am. So when I get to heaven, he be like, all right, come on in. I just need to know. I don't need to know what he looked like. I just need for him to know what I look like and for him to know me. So that when it's my time, I don't got no issues. Yeah, that's it. I may not know what he looked like, but I know who he is. East African, we are all dark, but you can tell difference with high bone structure where they are from. Yeah. Yeah, if you look at the different parts of Africa, right? It's Africa, but they got different skin tones, they got different hair textures, the bone structure is different. Some of them, I can't remember what part is in Africa, but they look like they're Asians, right? Their eyes and their bone structure, they look Asian. It's like Asian people look like them. Obed, welcome in. Your family's from Africa. Well, I mean, it makes sense. We all came from there. Bible describes him. That's all that matters. Priscilla, I see you. You okay, Marnie Marn? What's wrong, baby? How you doing, honey bunny? You alright, Marnie Marn? You're so pretty. You're so pretty. You're such a good baby. How you doing? You wanna come up here? You wanna come, Marnie Marn? Come on, mama. I can kiss Marnie, but Marnie can't kiss me because, you know, she eats all kinds of stuff. Her eat all kinds of stuff. Get situated, Marnie. Get situated. Would you like East Africa, where my parents are? You would like East Africa, where my parents are from. I'm doing good, bub. I'm doing very good. How you doing, Marnie Mom? You sleepy? You ain't taking nappy? Hmm? You okay? Yeah. You take a nap? She looks so sleepy. Sometimes I put her up on the hammock. She falls asleep on the hammock. All right. Tea and cheesecake? Oh, okay. I hope you have a good day. Bless you, Mr. Friend. I will be praying for your sister Rosina, right? We're going to pray for her, okay? I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you for this conversation. Y'all hear them hawks? There's 3 of them. There must be a mama and her babies, right? They have a nest over here in the woods. Ryan, welcome in. Watch a boy. How are you? Nicholas, how's it going? I was Kanoma. How are you? Ooh. I don't know what they're doing. Thank you for the rose. The cause of it all. Welcome in, Nate. How's it going? I'm having a good afternoon. Thank you, Nate. How are you? Loaded. Let's roll. You heading back? Sam, welcome in. Twice divorced and no children. Retired military, so I don't even work anymore. Oh, okay. That's cool. You get to chill. What they doing? Why they making so much noise? You doing great? That's lovely. That's lovely. You just want someone you can talk to? Do you get out much, Other Michael? Y'all ready to do the little word hurdle of the day? Lyndon, How are you? The other Michael. The other Michael. Thank you guys for the thumbs up on the live. I appreciate it. I got 23. I'm doing good. My day is going good. It's starting to warm up. I guess the sun coming out. Neat. I see you. I go till we have numbers, really? No, you're the original, Mike. You the original. I've been good, Nathaniel. I'm doing good. Read the Bible? Yeah, on Sunday night, Wednesday night, I do Bible reading, 8:30 Central Time. You supposed to be me? Um, they after something. One of them, maybe they after something because one of them landed on the ground. Thank you, Mike. I had to cook dinner? No, maybe I will go get food out today. They're hunting something because I saw one of them land on the ground. Maybe a snake. Sometimes I see them like they land on the ground. I'm like, what are they doing? And then I see them take flight and they're carrying the snake with them. I'm like, oh, poor snake. That's it for you. Yusuf, thank you for the follow, for the repost. You wanted to watch? Watch what? Favorite food to cook? I like cooking fish and seafood. My girls, they like steak. I like cook them steak. Uh, whatever my girls like, I like to cook for them. Gary, how you doing? So much going on in the woods today. How you doing, Mr. Piggrass? Gary, how you feeling today? So much going on out here. The deer, lizards, the hawks, the bugs. So much going on. All right, guys. So my TikTok peeps, I'm gonna end the live so that I can play the daily hurdle on my TikTok. If you want to come over there and hang out with me, help out, I am the Ruby Tulip on YouTube. Is it safe? I'm at home. I saw something on Tiny Home and thought of me. Really? Aw. Something how God provides for every living creature. Just listen and learn how happy they sound. Thank y'all for coming in. I hope y'all have a lovely day. I don't know if I'll be back on later on tonight. Maybe for a little bit. I don't have much planned today. But if you want to follow me on my YouTube channel, you don't have to tap over there. I am the Ruby Tulip, TheRubytulip. All right, y'all. Nathaniel, hope you have a blessed day. Thank you to my mods hanging out with me. God bless y'all. Brent posted it if y'all want to come over there. We're going to start playing the word Daily Hurdle. Documents, I see you. Y'all, let's play it. Today, Nathaniel, thank you for the follow. All right, guys, I send y'all my love. I pray whatever you do today, you do it with a smile on your face and love in your heart. God bless y'all. Got 40 seconds. Okay, I'm done. Let's get it, guys. Let's get it. Come on, y'all. Let's do the word hurdle. This stump is very uncomfortable, but everything okay. Let's get it. Okay, word dream. Ooh, there is a RENA. Not in those spots. Okay. Ah. Mm. Y'all there? I don't see the chat moving. Chat filter. Ah. Okay, okay. ER. Mm. ARE. I'm thinking it's blank ARE. Caper. What's she working at? I don't see. Good job. 13. What about hater? You a hater. What about water? Water. Water. A. That checks out, right? Mm, later. Ah, we got one more. We got one more. Hater. That was gonna be funny. That was my guess, but I didn't. I was like, all right, that won't be up there. Let's try it. Oh, oh, jeez. That is the first time. It was eater. That is the first time. We haven't. Ah. Jeez. Dang. That is the first one we haven't got. I didn't think it was gonna be. I thought, and I was like, yeah, that word's not gonna be up there. We can't. I don't think we can do it again until fudge. I'm kind of sad about that. Oh, now we know what the word is. Oh, it's gonna let us keep going. Yay! And now I know I just had to exit out and come back in. Restart the game. Okay, let's go. Let's get it. Come on, y'all. That is our first time not getting it. That's all right. How you doing, Titus? That's okay. We're here to have fun. Mm. She hanging out here, Titus. So does that mean there's going to be another E in the word? Oh, is it? Emote. I spelled it wrong. Making all kinds of mistakes today. Could we ask that each time? Mm. T is either going to be the last letter or this. Maybe it's going to be the second letter. Mm. E-L-I. That's not E. I thought maybe elite. Eject. Good job, Mike. Good job. Elect. No, there's no C. Hmm. Event. Good job, Mike. You got you one. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Okay, there's a T in there. Good job, Mike. T is in the front. Mm. Ooh! Yay! Good job, Tabby. Good job. Sorry, money. I did good. I did good. Yay! Okay, okay. O is in the correct spot. T is not right there. Mm, the one deer is back that likes money. She's walking over here. Hold on, I want to show y'all. Dang it, it won't let me. Y'all can't see it. I can exit the game and come back on, right? If she gets closer, I will show her. Back to the game. I know it's her because she has some scars on her, like patches where she's missing. She even got cut or something. Hmm. Maybe there's another O in there because for that O to be at the end like that, I don't know. That's how you spell that word, right? Like you scoot across the floor. Scoot. Ah. So the T ain't the first one, first letter or the last one. Deers can't have chocolate, can they? I'll give her one of my waffle crisps. I guess I can break a piece of the non-chocolate part off. I think if I would feed her, she would be my friend. This one is hard. We gonna go 100 if we don't focus here. Okay, okay, okay. My bad. My bad. I think we're gonna bow her and then we're gonna focus here. Okay, I'm sorry. Think it could end in Tom? Mm, possibly TOM. Mm, what would go on? What would be the first two if it ended in Tom? TOM. Come on, Brent, help us out. Favorite cult? This not no cult. This not no cult. What you mean? How you doing today, Image? How's it going? You want to help us out? Mm-hmm. Mm. I'm doing good. You're not locking in? What you been doing, Brent? If you're not locking in, what you been doing? Thank you, thank you, thank you. May have to sacrifice, I guess. Just get some letters. I don't have any guesses. That's cicadas. 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 What's getting me, MOTT, what's getting me is that O at the end. Yes, insect. Mm. Oh yeah, how's it going? This one is hard. Anybody got any guesses? I thought it was motto, but it's not gonna work because that O word, that's it. A-U-T, There's no S. I thought maybe auto. A-U-T-O. Mm, B-A-T. What about baton? Ah, well, we know that the T-O. What's gonna? There's no R there. What could be at the end? There's either I or you. Me. Either it's a M, like you said, Mike, or a P. Did it kick? No, it didn't kick me off. Mm-mm. It didn't kick me off. Did something happen? It's getting hot out here. 2 letters has got to be L. Is that an I or U? I thought it was gonna be baton. Mm. The deer walked away. Oh, there's an E in there. This is hard. Mosquitoes messing with me. Oh, we don't got no R. I thought maybe it could be motor, but there's no R. There's no O. There's not a double O. Three available vowels. We need a sacrificial word to see what else is there. Okay. What y'all want to sacrifice? Oh, we love a sacrifice. This one is hard. He said we love a sacrifice. No, we don't. I thought maybe tutor, but tutor, there's no R. There's a P. I feel like there could be either P or M. Anybody got any word? P is the last letter. Yeah, I was saying that either a P or an M. Or L. There. Well, one of the first letter has to be a vowel, right? It is horrible. This is horrible. My little spray has worn off and the mosquitoes is messing with me. We need some help. We need help. What time is it? 1:40. Can't be actor because there's no A, no C. Not autos. Somebody throw a word out there, any word. Throw something out there we see about the C. What about, well, we know that there's no A.